Yep, 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 yep.
Yes, it's the Finnish Football Show live Christmas 2021 show. This is being recorded on Zoom, and very bravely or very foolishly, we also decided that we would stream this live on Facebook. And I have seen the streams actually on there, which is very good. And we just have to make sure if any of us are watching the streams that we have our... I have seen the stream. There we go. That's what we need to do, is mute ourselves and make sure there's no echoing, because that would be intensely annoying. But I think we're good to go on my end, and I heard one of you others just turn off your echo as well. So that's all good. So thanks for joining us for the show, Rich. We've already got guests in the waiting room, and hopefully the fourth musketeer will be joining us a little bit later, but we told people we'd be starting at 8, and so let's make a start. Good to see you both here.
Good to be here.
Yes.
Good to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to be here. We've been talking about doing one of these again for a while. We used to do them back in the day, didn't we? In the glory days of 2015, 16, we were doing live shows that had an audience of, say, less than a sort of mixed household social gathering.
No, that's true, because we recorded on Blab. That's right. It took me back to the roots of the Finnish Football Show when doing stuff live streamed and getting people from different countries into one virtual space was quite new. And we were using Blab, which eventually disappeared, and we've had several different places over the years to do stuff live. So I don't know quite why it feels so novel to be doing this today, but it somehow does. And apparently I'm in control of everything from this end. So I hope everyone else is going to help me with contributing and not let me do all the talking. But we had some breaking news today, big news in the world of Finnish football, and it's also kind of relevant to one of our guests. So maybe if I introduce someone who, by the name on the screen, well, let's just say Boris. Boris is going to join us, and we'll let Boris introduce himself, and then we'll talk about the big news that broke today, Rich.
Hey, there
he is. We can see you. Hi, Boris. How are you?
There we go.
There we go. We got you.
Let's go.
How we doing?
Fine. We just ended like 1 hour ago the recording of Pallo and Pullo for this week. So yeah, doing this.
Nice.
morning.
And he's got his mic there in front of the camera, just showing us how professional he really is. Very good.
Really. I was actually watching this from the link that you sent. I was like, hell, these guys are so far from us. So.
yeah, but we'll catch up. We'll catch up one day.
Wrong
Don't
with this type of setting, so I'm trying.
But we're all in bedrooms and spare rooms, so don't worry about that.
So how did the latest episode go, Boris? I'm sure you found something to talk about today, yeah?
Yeah. Well, if we talk about Tim's situation, it didn't come as a surprise for me watching him in the last 3 months struggling there, trying to put himself, but it was just like it. Like I when he was walking, I was even feeling the pain in the knees. So it was just about how I say it, about time. Like he had to do that decision, and it was. I think it was good for him, and I think he quite calm with it, and it is what it is.
I mean, for a bit of context, Boris, you're the kit manager at Hoiko, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you know a lot about the players. You see them every day, and having seen Tim since he came back to Finland in the summer, I guess seeing it that close, we watch either in the stands if we're lucky or on the TV. So we don't get to see that sort of daily contact, and seeing that, I mean, it says a lot that we're older than 34 as Tim is, but he's played a lot of football.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've seen him every morning. He's usually the guy that comes first, actually, on the dressing room. He likes to do his routines, of course, about the physique. So he's like ready to train. So basically, when the rest of the team comes around 9 o'clock, he's about 8:30 there. So we drink our coffees and chat a little bit and talk about life generally. And really nice guy, and you know, that those type of persons that you can really like talk about everything, about global situations and so on. So and he likes to talk about it, and yeah, we can see how he tweets about, you know, different things about values of life. So yeah, the same talks, but also he has the funny point, so he's not always that serious. We can also laugh at stupid things.
I mean, it's even though you say, Boris, it didn't come as a shock to you, and I think when Paolito said there would be an announcement around Tim Sparv, most of us were feeling okay, the international career may be over. Similar that we saw with Paulus and Jona Toivio. But yeah, when he sort of came out and said not just the international career, but that's it. The boots are being hung up for good. It was, I think there may have been a few people who shed a few tears who were watching that video clip there live on YouTube. And yeah, I've got to say I had a bit of a lump in my throat, but I guess once the body's had enough, then there's only one thing you can do, and that's, it was obviously he's got a young family and it's time to focus on them, I suppose.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be sure that he's gonna be somehow in football. That's for sure. That he was really interested about coaching, and we talk lots of mornings about exactly about coaching. He was asking me about youth coaching. How do I like coach in those, and talking about how nowadays we should, like, you know, from which angle we should like start the coaching careers and so on. So yeah, we talk about a lot. So if in the next 6 months there's going to be a news that he's going to be starting somewhere as a professional coach, it wouldn't be a surprise either. So it's like he's definitely going to be back in football, but I think he's going to take his time and concentrate a little bit in his family for sure. Enjoy the vacation and the Christmas and so on. But I could say that at least 2-3 months and he will be back somehow.
What about your own coaching, Boris? You're the coach in EPS, I believe, aren't you? How's that going?
Yeah, really nice. Actually, we're going to have 2 trainings tomorrow and Wednesday, and we're going to basically put this like game shirt games on Wednesday, and then we're going to go to holidays. But yeah, I'm coaching the under 14s now, but they're going to be next year under 15s girls, and yeah, it's fun. It brings lots of energy. Like, it's so totally different. I have like in both arenas, dungeons life. So yeah, it's really nice. I really enjoy it, and it brings lots of energy. And I actually talk a lot about those also to the players. And they, okay, in Hoiko's teams, there's a lot of players that I've been coaching when they were young. So yeah, we talk about lots of those things also.
Nice.
So Boris, how did you get started in the world of Finnish football? I think I became aware of you when Keke or Rich suggested that we follow you in the following section of our show, and I think that you've maybe been following us back since then. But tell us a little bit about your story, how you came to be where you are now.
It was crazy. Of course, I was born in Chile, and my father was an ex-football player, as a goalkeeper. So my whole life was watching football from that, like in every Latin family. I think it's like normal, like same like in the English families, football is like part of the DNA. But actually, I wasn't never dream about. I played for the B juniors but never was like that interested about football. But when I was 21, I was actually with my daughter watching his uncle football game in Haukilahti. Okay, and I don't know why, but one guy came to me like, "Hey, are you interested about coaching youth players?" And I was like, "Yeah," because I was without work. I was, "Yeah, I'm interested. Why not? Let's try it." That was 25 years ago. So, but it came like serious things for me around 2001, 2002 when I went to Honka as a youth coach and then as a technical director of the youth academy in Honka, and then I went to Jokerit. 2003, but they went back. Actually, Jallis just stopped to run in the club, and they went back to. Actually, they came AC Allianssi. So I saw that club also going down, and I've seen so many clubs going down because then when I went back to Pallohonka as FC Honka Oy. I was there with Mika Lehko's team for 8 years, and one year, 2014, as a apulais-sheriff of Chef Kikuchi. So seen lots of things, and yeah, from there I went as technical director to Espoo Palloseura, 3 years there, 4 years we built with Jose Rivedo EPS method. It's about positional play type of football, and it was really interesting. I learned a lot with him. And then actually came a situation that Mika Lehkosua Bana called me 2018 on November, and was asking, do I know anyone who's interested to come as a kit manager to HJK, and at the same time, like really interested about learning of coaching and be part of the coaching team also at the same time. Some young guy, that type of, and I was actually visiting my friend in Philadelphia, and he said to me, like, why don't you go and do that you're so good with people and so on. And then let's have foreign players, you can help them. And so and actually after 2 weeks, he called me back, like, do you have any like clues who could take? And I said to him, like, Mana, we know each other for 8 years, so I'm actually quite interested about this. And he was like, no way. Like, he didn't even think about that. I would be like interested about that job. And yeah, I took that I was like interested on seeing how Bana was changed back from Honka, what was the new things that he had. And also because Jani came as assistant coach, to him also learn about him a little bit, and for sure be in the best Finnish club, the biggest one, to see that daily, like everyday work, how the players behave, how's the like breathing that the top football of Finland, like every day breathing, like those small things, you know, like you can see, and that you don't learn even if you don't see it. So I went to that, and okay, Bana got sacked after 5 months, and I told him, like, next time please don't take me to work to your team, because I've seen now 2 sacks of you.
Yeah.
So but then Koskela Toni came in, and we have a good chat there, and first he was thinking like I'm like Bana's guy. I said no, I'm here to learn, and when I make a contract with a club, I'm a club guy, so I will work for HJK, and that's the thing for me. Like in every club that we work in the club, and the club strategy is the thing that I buy, and I put everything on myself for that. And I said to him, like, yeah, I'm going to give you the full support, and I'm interested actually to see how you work and what are your things, and what can I like take from that also to my toolbox. And after 1 year, he asked me if I want to renew my contract. I'd make this like a 2-year contract. So I've been now 3 years, and now that he made again 2 years contract, and he asked again, like, am I interested? I said, for sure, like, let's do one 2-year run more. And but I think that's gonna be like my last 2 years as a kit man. Like, I'm really enjoying my daily work. I really enjoy to go to my work. I really love that thing that you have in the dressing room with the guys, and it's there's nothing better than that. But still, I'm like a steam engine. I need to go forward, and I like to develop football, and I like to work with youth players and so on. So I think that after these 2 years, I'm going to put myself back in more in the youth like in the biggest scene on the youth football.
Rich.
One thing I was going to ask is that as a kit manager, and that sounds like, certainly for Keke and myself, that sounds like our kind of ideal jobs. Working with football kit, we're bits of kit nerds every day. One thing that I get asked a lot on Twitter, and you might be able to help, is why do some of the players have different sponsors on the same kits? On HJK, some have Apple, some have Bolt, some have other sponsors or main sponsors, and why is that?
Actually, I don't have like the straight answer to that, because it's about the marketing. They just tell me that, hey, to these players I need to put the ball. This is like Apple is like the main sponsor, but there's like few players, for example, goalkeepers, and then like was it Philip and Luke and Anttu had like the Bolt, and
Tim had
I
Vasan
think that
for
Bolt
his
like decided who are the players that they want to pick as their players.
Okay.
It was like the goalkeepers and then like 3 players from the field. And when Tim came, I think that he brought this Vasa sponsor.
Yeah.
So it was in Tim's shirts was Vasa because of this. And and suddenly they tell me that, hey, you need to do also to Lingman the new ones because he's also with Vasa. And when I gave the new shirt to look at it, was to me, why do I have Vasa in my shirt? I said, I don't know, maybe there's a big truck of bread coming to your house in the next few days. I don't know. They just tell me the shirts I need to do. But that's basically the thing. It's not just like a couple of those special type of situations.
So I've got a couple of things for you, Boris. Like, first of all, after this 2 years expires, don't be advertising that job. You just give me a call and I'm going to take that job over. Okay, that's first one. And second one is you guys in the Pulo Palo podcast. Like, it's actually a couple of those guys who are working with you over there. I know a little bit because, you know, I'm a Yee core fan, and so Tommy Curry is a bit of a legend in those parts. So many times I've watched Tommy playing on the Harju pitch, and I came close to introducing myself once. He was strutting his stuff along the Kaupakatu in Jyväskylä. I think he was wearing some leather jacket or something, and sure. I was like, oh my God, that's Tommy Curry. And I said, I need to go and say hello to him. And but he was just a bit too cool, you know. Like I didn't have the nerves to go and say hi for him. But
too cool even for you, Keke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is Tommy Curry we're talking about, man. Like, you know what I mean? Boris will tell you.
He's putting only highlight goals this season, so you have to remember that.
He's one cool guy. And,
he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
So, actually, I was in Jyväskylä last weekend, and I was actually spending some time with Tommy Petrescu and Robbie Taylor, and actually we were laughing that we tried to bring actually Tommy there, but he had some other plans, and we were laughing like Tommy's now like even more legendary player after this season. His highlight goes that he doesn't have even time to spend with us more anymore, but I have the privilege to do every week some show with him. So yeah, he's a really nice guy.
And how is it having Marcus in your team as well? We were lucky enough to speak to Marcus. Wow, it's when we spoke to Marcus. Yeah, when this crazy COVID time first happened, and Marcus was still in Denmark, and he was showing videos on Instagram of he and Joni Kauko like finding some steps in the city to just do some training. So yeah, we reached out to Marcus, and he was kind enough to come and speak to us on the show. So how is it to have Marcus in your team now?
He's first of all, we became really like friends inside of the like we have some chemistry and we speak the same language and yeah, he became my friend. So it was easy for me to ask him to come along. And one reason was also that he was interested about marketing and doing podcasts and so on. So it was like everything just went like to the right places. But he brings that little extra, like the roles are simple in our podcast. It's like Tumpi is the main, you know, the main guy. I'm the funny sidekick guy, and of course I can speak about football, but like I try to bring that you know that comedy aspect a little bit about it. And Tommy has been like the analytic guy. So now Maki comes in. So we were talking about like is there a little problem because now we have like two analytic guy. But the thing is that Tommy speak about Veikkausliiga and Finnish football because he's been living and breathing that. Make hasn't been bringing that so much. So actually, Make fits so well because he can bring the international football, and our guests mainly are, or the half of it are playing abroad or so on, or played abroad. So he can bring those point of views inside of those conversations, and it's just like fits totally really well in the whole team. Nice, yeah, it's really cool. We love what you're doing, and yeah, that gives me a bit of a thought actually. Which one of us is the funny guy? I like
none of us.
Yeah.
you set him up. You set him up, Keke. I'll knock him down. That was easy.
There we go.
That's the best joke we've done all year.
But I gotta say, Boris, like sometimes I've got this like little bit of secret competition inside me where I'm thinking like what guest can we get before those guys get that guest? Do you know what I mean? So, but no, it was. It's really cool that you're getting some guys over there to interview and that, and yeah, keep up the good work, mate. It's fantastic. I haven't listened to your Sako Eriksson episode yet, but it's coming
out. I think tomorrow or Wednesday. I think but
nice.
It was really like he has so much energy and the way he talks.
He's a goalie.
Oof. Yeah. But still, even as a goalie, he's not like that crazy guy. But the way he tells his stories is really, really interesting. Like, really good. It was a really good interview.
Nice.
We like people with good stories. I think at the start of this year, Paula Muluoja had loads of stories, and she was more than happy to tell them. With a little twinkle in her eye when she was telling it as well, which was it was a good interview. So. Keke, come on. About time we had another goalkeeper to interview on the show.
Yeah, I need to go out and see if we can we've done a few goalies, but
we have a lot.
Yeah, maybe we'll see if we can hook Sako ourselves and get him to give us his story in English. That'd be good for the listeners.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it would be really, really good. Yeah.
Boris, it's amazing that you jumped in first up into our live show. We've got it off to an amazing start, and please feel free to carry on watching the live stream or on the podcast. We're going to put these out over the Christmas period, and probably after speaking with you would be a good place to stop and end one episode and go on to the next one. But thanks so much for joining us, and
thanks you guys for having me, and it was nice, really nice, and
thank you.
Let's do something together, maybe on the spring or something, you know.
Yeah, sounds good, Boris.
Great shows, like let's do some fun things.
We're normally 1 and 2 in the charts. To be fair, you're normally number 1, but it's it's not Band-Aid.
No, kiitos, Boris. It's been brilliant to talk to you, mate. Thanks for joining us.
Nice Christmas, guys, and enjoy.
And you take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Cheers, man.